not enough. It's not enough. We need to isolate Israel in every way, the same way that South Africa was isolated. Otherwise, apartheid will not fall. And so a lot more needs to be done on that front. Just look at the genocidal onslaught. Look at the polling. Less than 2%. Less than 2% thought that Israel was using too much firepower in Gaza after they obliterated and decimated the entire Gaza Strip. Less than 2%. You go back to the 2014 onslaught in Gaza where 2,500 Palestinians were killed, 500 children. 95% of Israelis supported that. The open fire policy at this fortified border fence, overwhelming majority, over 90% of Israelis support that. There were some Israeli human rights advocates that tried to take that policy to the Knesset, and it was overwhelmingly, unanimously upheld. That no, we can shoot to kill unarmed people who are just straying too close to this border fence that essentially just prevents them from getting back to their ancestral lands. That's how fascist Israeli society is. I hate when I see politicians just trying to denounce Netanyahu as some sort of aberration from Israeli society. No, this is the norm. This is the norm. Look at every single cabinet minister. Every single member of the Knesset is out there spewing genocide, advocating mass murder of not just Palestinians, but babies. Babies. It is sick. It is sick. And I will never forgive journalists who are towing this line and pretending like this is some sort of aberration of the Likudniks and Netanyahu. No, this is Israel. This is Israel. This is a settler colonial state founded upon ethnic cleansing, and it only exists because of the continuous ethnic cleansing of the indigenous population. And you have to have indoctrination from cradle to grave, and you have to espouse the most horrific dehumanizing language possible to paint those people as barbaric human animals, to condone and tolerate those policies against these people for 75 plus years. So that's Israeli society. I saw it firsthand. Also, why should Americans be able to go and join a foreign army that is committing genocide? That should be illegal. That should be illegal. Why? Can I go join ISIS? Like, what is the difference at this point, honestly? So I want a clear-cut answer, and I want people to clearly define what line on the sand that they are on. People need to ask themselves why you never see Western media or pro-Israel media putting microphones in front of Israelis' faces. Why is that? Why is it that we only see pre-approved government spokespeople speaking to American and British audiences? That's because Israeli society is very, very fascist. I went to Jerusalem to a place called Tolerance Square for literally like 3 hours, and the racism and vitriolic genocidal incitement against Palestinians was palpable. I mean, all I did was just go around and do man on the streets. Like I do that everywhere I go. I just like to get a snapshot of where people's minds are at. And I literally just asked it wasn't even just Israelis, it was settlers, it was just American citizens who were there just moving to Israel. Of course, we know a lot of people just up and moved, just like Netanyahu himself, who's from Philadelphia. I just simply asked them, what do you think about the situation? And you should hear the rhetoric that came out of people's mouths, knowing that they were on camera. Every single one espoused genocide or ethnic cleansing. And it was just absolutely horrific. I mean, I could not believe what I was hearing with my own eyes. One Israeli told me that they were a leftist, and they said, I just want the occupation to be more humane. And he said, leftist is a slur here in Israel. I have colleagues, David Sheen, who would go to rallies and embed himself in these fascist rallies in Tel Aviv, where you have thousands of people chanting not just death to Arabs, but death to the leftists. Death to the leftists, because there's a saying in Israeli society that leftists are AIDS and Arabs are the common cold. You can't get rid of the common cold unless you get rid of AIDS. And that's really genuinely what they think, because they want the final solution for the Arabs. They want to expel or kill all Arabs so they could have essentially an ethnos